live on YouTube. Yeah. So hello everyone, and hi Rishik, Mohani, Pavitra. Welcome you all. Today we are going to have an awesome session where we will understand how to buy and sell NFTs. Hi Pravlika, it's nice to see you all here. So before we start, guys, tell me how much you understand about NFTs. Do you have any questions before we enter into this thing right away, or you want to ask me something about NFTs? If you have any question, just feel free to ask all your questions here in the chat. I'll make sure to answer each and everything here. Okay. So today we are specifically going to discuss how to buy an NFT or how to sell an NFT, and that we will do on the platform of Opensea, because we all know that it is one of the very famous platforms, and sort of the entire world comes to it. So we want to understand how, if at all you get interested in buying an NFT, how do you go about it? If at all you want to create your own NFT, put up there, and you want to sell that NFT, how do you go about that? What are going to be the cost involved, and practical tutorial to set that up? Could I also show you potential NFTs that you can buy? Of course, Vishishta, I can tell you the great NFTs that are going around. But again, let me tell you before saying that it's not a financial advice. And also, uh, I just hope that you guys do your own research before buying that. Just before this stream, I think day before yesterday, I took a stream where I said how to spot a good NFT project. So you can definitely follow that stream and understand what were the things that I told about how to go around and find what NFT project is going to be worth it. Do consider seeing that first, understanding, and based on those metrics, do your research and then enter a project. Okay. Can I show you how to invest in StepN NFT? So, Deepa, for a step-in NFT investment, this is going to be a little different, because what we're going to discuss today is all OpenSea, and step-in NFTs are not available on OpenSea. They are available only at two places. One is their own marketplace, the step-in marketplace, and the other is the Binance marketplace. So if you go to the Binance NFTs, you can find the ASICS sneakers NFT that can be used in step-in. Or if you go to their own app in step-in marketplace, that's where you will get a lot of sneakers or the NFTs. But the thing about getting that app and entering that marketplace is to first have an activation code. So I got my activation code around 1.5 months ago, and the way I got it, I can share that trick from you. So of course that could be your starting point. If you haven't got the activation code yet, you literally cannot start the app, and if you cannot start the app, you cannot enter inside and see what is the sneaker marketplace at all. So the first thing you need to do is get an activation code, and for that you can either go to their Twitter group or to their to their Telegram group or to the Discord group. So I'll tell you what I did. I went to their Discord group, and I saw that every day 6:30 p.m. Indian time, they used to have 2,000 slots coming up, 2,000 activation codes, 1,000 on Telegram group and 1,000 on Discord group. So it was 6:30 p.m. Indian time where they are supposed to give this activation code. I went at that particular link. I clicked that link on 6:25 itself, and then every minute after that, I began refreshing the screen. So as soon as it was around 6:30, 6:31 in my mobile, I refreshed the screen and I got an activation code. I put that activation code on my app in StepN, and I was able to access. So I still get a lot of people asking me this, how to get an activation code. It is quite tricky, but yes, this is the easiest way to get it, and I got it in first go. So if you haven't got an activation code yet, first consider getting an activation code to get started with the app. And secondly, I'm planning to do a full class on how to go about investing in StepN. If you're interested, you can consider following me here, and we will talk about that in a later week. Okay, guys. What is the safest NFT out of there? I think you've put two contradictory words, Rumana, in one sentence. One is safe and another is an NFT. Like uh, the things that have the highest risk involved have the highest returns. So undoubtedly NFTs can give you highest returns, but it also has a highest amount of risk involved. So it is practically impossible for anybody to actually predict that, you know, which NFT is literally going to go 100x from here or not. And it is practically impossible to say that, you know, this NFT is going to do well or this is the safest investment you can do. But I would literally suggest you to do your own research, and that research can be based on some metrics, and those metrics I just discussed in the last class. Okay. Romana, it is scary, but you know, my entire point of doing these classes every day is not just to tell you what NFTs to buy, but to tell you how you can create your own NFT, put it out in the market, start your own community, which has where you get an access of worldwide people. So basically, I like to see it like this. Okay, say imagine if you're an artist who is not a full-time artist, who has her own job, who has her own things to do, but in her pastime she uses art as a form of expression. And whatever she feels throughout the day, she just, whenever she finds time, she likes expressing it out on a bit of paper. Okay, so imagine if you're someone like that, but with no monetary things in mind, thinking that, you know, one day you want to pursue this full time, or probably you do have it somewhere in your mind, but you feel that, you know, the real world today will not actually give you that much of opportunity to earn if you were doing it with your own art or something like that. So I want to tell you, by coming on the NFT platform, you're actually getting a crowd. If you were to do a real world exhibition at your place, probably, you know, you would convince a lot of people to come. And even if they come, you have to convince them to buy, right? I mean, those can be your friends, your family, your network, depending on how much of a network you have around. But imagine if you, without expecting that if your art may or may not go, but if you want to just put out and try a new set of audience which exists in the NFT market. So you are putting your work out in a place where, you know, you have this chance to be seen by people who might really relate to your art. You have a chance to be seen by people who might be inspired by your art. You might have a chance to be seen by a collector who would like to display your art in their own home, seeing that, you know, they relate with it so much. So these are all the ways and parameters where you can consider having NFT as one of an additional opportunity to reach out many people from all around the world, and make sure that, you know, I mean, there's no gender bias here, there's no racism here, there's no sexism here. It's all about uh, taking your art it's all about taking your art to the global platform, and NFTs can be a way to do that. But by saying that, am I saying that NFTs is only for art? No, it is not. In fact, in one of my YouTube channel, in my YouTube channel, I created an entire playlist of 6 videos where I explained 16 use cases of NFT beyond art, which means art is just one single small aspect of what we see in NFTs. There are a lot of things that we can understand that is there in NFTs, and how we can make use of it. So consider, going to my page and seeing that. Okay, so Mohani says, how can I get support while building my items on Opensea? Mohani, what sort of support are you talking about? If you can be a little more clear, probably I can help you explain that. Rishik asks, what is ERC? So ERC is basically, so Ethereum, say Ethereum is a blockchain, and the crypto on the blockchain is called Ether. So in the blockchain, the best part about the Ethereum blockchain is that it came up with something called smart contracts. And what does smart contract mean? It is basically a computer code that you can write on the currency, and that code can execute certain things. So for example, if I say that if Rishik is ready to send me 1 Ether, then this NFT should go to Rishik's wallet. So that is the sort of code, that's a sort of, you can imagine a 50 rupees stamp paper in India, and we write a big contract on that. And the problem with that contract could be that it can either be forged, it can be manipulated, or it can be torn, or it can have some problem, or if somebody does not agree to abide by that, we will have to go to the court for justice and stuff like that. But imagine if the same thing could be done on a computer code in a way that if you could say that these are the conditions, and if these conditions are met, these needs to be done. And who is the authority that this will happen? The blockchain is the authority, because when it goes on the blockchain, you make sure that, nobody is required to make sure that it happens, because it is a self executed code on the blockchain that will perform the action in case the conditions are met. Now, this sort of thing, this smart contract ability on Ether, actually paved way to a lot many things. DeFi came into existence, NFTs came into existence. Now we're talking about soul-bound tokens. So all these things have a particular characteristic related to them, right? So in the same way, ERC is a set of standards built on Ethereum, where that defines what particular token we are talking about, or what particular feature we are talking about. Like NFT are non-fungible tokens. There are things which are fungible, like a currency is fungible. So for example, Rishik has one Ether and Yashika has one Ether. It does not really matter if Rishik has Ether from 2015 and Yashika has Ether from 2022, because all it matters is that both of us have one Ether each, and that's important. It does not matter in which mint, in which transaction did and in which year did Rishik get that particular Ether, and in which year did my Ether come into circulation, because at the end the value is going to be one Ether, and that's why it is fungible, right? It does not matter what Rishik's Ether is and what Yashika's Ether is, as long as both have one Ether. The value is same, they are interchangeable. So this is called fungible. But when I talk about non-fungible, the same example could be taken in a way that Rishik and Yashika are non-fungible. So Rishik is the son of their parents. He has certain qualities, he has certain achievements, he has a certain life story. The similar way, Yashika has her own parents, she has her own life story, and she has own values that she brings in the world. So both of us are non-fungible. So like this, on the Ethereum, if we are supposed to write these codes, certain standards are for fungible tokens, certain standards for non-fungible, certain standards for semi-fungible, where it is partly fungible and partly non-fungible. So there are different standards applying to each of it, right? So when we talk about ERC 721, that is the standard specifically written for NFTs, where you will have the entire standard based out on what a non-fungible token should supposed to be having. So all the standard built upon that is ERC 721. Same way there is ERC 1155, which has a standard where it can be semi-fungible, so it can be non-fungible and fungible at the same time. So these are the two standards that are widely used in the NFT place, which is ERC 721 and ERC 1155. Right? I hope that makes sense to you, Rishik. And okay, so let's go. Any other questions, guys, before we start into this topic, which is how to buy NFTs? Okay, Rishik says it makes sense. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rishik. Thank you for the response. Okay, so before I start telling you guys, I hope you all know about the wallets, Metamask, Trust Wallet, etc., etc. Anybody who's not sure of it, we can talk about it. Anybody wants me to talk about wallets? Some things we should take care about wallets, or something like that. You can let me know in the comments, so that accordingly I can take up some part of it. Okay, guys, I'm trying to connect my wallet at the same time so that we can delve right into the topic. Can you show us how to set up the MetaMask wallet? Sure, Pavitra. Let me do that first then, in that case. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Are you guys able to see it? Okay, I think I'm able to hear myself again, and that's because of the... Okay. So So we are at Opensea, but before that, because Pavitra asked me to set up the wallet, so I am typing here metamask.io. Do not, consider typing the website's name always in the search bar, because you don't want to go on Google and be scammed with a phishing link. So there is a possibility that, instead of metamask.io, there would be a very beautifully crafted, intelligently crafted, a fake website where I go to Metamask and I end up losing all of my money. So it's better to, at least remember these sort of websites which are going to be really handy, and access them only through your own search bar and not through Google. So this is metamask.io. That's where I go. And because I'm on Chrome, I go and say download. On a Chrome, it comes out as an extension. It can also come out as a different app in iOS. Because I have a Mac, I also have an app that is based on MetaMask. Okay, so because in my Chrome it's already there, but still I would say install, and you can see that I already have it installed, and that's why MetaMask is already here. Okay, but if I have to show you again, probably I can just install it, and I'll say add to Chrome. It would add the extension, and in a while you would see that MetaMask is here. Okay, amazing. So MetaMask is here for us, and as it gets set, what I would do is, okay, so this is how, if you're coming for the first time on MetaMask, you have to get started. Now, this is one very important point which I want to bring up for everyone. Say, for example, you already have a wallet installed, a Ethereum based wallet already installed, either in Trust Wallet or in some other app, which is sort of a wallet. Say, for example, you have it in Zengo, or you have it in Trust Wallet. You really don't have to create a new MetaMask account, because it is the same wallet that can be imported in all of this. A better way to, explain this would be that a wallet, all these coins of yours are on the blockchain, and a wallet is the way to see, a wallet is the way to access these coins on the blockchain. So it does not matter if this particular wallet is a MetaMask wallet, or it is a Trust Wallet, or it is a Zengo wallet, because these wallets, the names can be different, but the way, the private key, the public key, the things that are used are entirely same across all these wallets. So what we can do, if already I have an account, say for example, I have an account in Trust Wallet, okay, and in that wallet I want to import the exact wallet here, I can use this option of import wallet. It will ask me to write the 12 seed phrases. So anytime when you set up a wallet, you get 12 words. Those 12 words are nothing but seed phrases. What these seed phrases do, they make sure that, it is basically like your home key. Now imagine, if okay, I'm Yashika and I live in Chennai, and I want to invite you all guys to my home. So I can give you publicly my address, and I can tell you, hey guys, this is my address. Once you reach Chennai, you can come here and you will find me at my home here. So this is a public address. Imagine this public address to be your public wallet address as well, which you can give to anybody. Say for example, if I have a 0x and 45 string letter words, I can say that, hey guys, this is my public Ether ID, and I can give out to people. You will see a lot of giveaways in Twitter where people will ask, just drop in your Ether wallet address, and people will give away their wallet address. So that is like public address. And analogous to what I said is my home address. And then there is this seed phrase, which is like the key to my house. Now, the key to my house is something which I will not want to give anybody here, right? Because that has to be completely exclusive to me, and I'm the only one who should have the access to my home, and not you guys. You guys cannot come in whenever you want, but you need me in order to be here. So this private key is similar here in terms of seed phrase. So this seed phrase, or these 12 words, are going to be something which is going to be the protection, or your private key, or your entrance to your wallet. In case anybody else apart from you has an access to this, there is a chance that they can create a similar wallet using your seed phrase, and they can access your wallet the same way how you're accessing. And it is quite possible, like say for example, if Rishik's Metamask secret, the 12 words is known to me, I can literally on my Metamask create a new account, import his account using seed phrases, and it can parallelly be running on both the phones. It can be running on Rishik's phone also, it can be running on my phone also, and people will be like, oh my god, Rishik would not even know if I transfer the entire money, entire crypto or NFTs that he's holding, and if I steal it away, he might not know. So that's why it is always said that these 12 words need to be kept very dearly to you, and it is preferable not to put the seed phrases anywhere. I mean, you don't even take a screenshot of it on your phone, even if you think that you have the best uh, uh, privacy settings on your phone. Still, do not take a screenshot. Do not put it in your email. Do not even put it on iCloud, because there are we have seen in the recent events where people were able to hack uh, somebody else's wallet because they knew the seed phrase. So this is going to be something very important. I hope there is no question asked until now. Okay, Pavitra, for you, I am showing the MetaMask wallet. I hope you're there seeing it. How do we withdraw and put in money? Definitely, Disha, that is going to be the next step. So, say for example, we are someone, and we are creating a new wallet right now. We're completely new. We have never set up a wallet yet. So I will say on creating, and then I agree to all the data, and then say for example, I have to put up any password, and I am putting up a password which is only known to me. I hope you guys are not able to read that password though. Okay, so this is how it will talk about whatever I told you about how to secure your wallet, what is a secret recovery phase, where do I save it, everything is going to be mentioned in this video, but since I've already told you, I'm going to skip it, and here it tells about these 12 words. So now, because you guys know that these are the 12 words that my seed phrase has, you can literally copy these and open the same account in your particular wallets as well. But because this is a test account that I'm creating, it literally does not matter, because I'm not going to put my crypto or my NFTs here. Okay, so for example, I noted down in a paper all of this. I would want, okay, say for example, I have noted it down uh, right now. I mean, this is not a healthy practice, but just in order to show you guys, I'm just noting it down on my notes. Okay, guys. So here it is, leopard insect tube burger. Okay. Why it's important? Because in the next page, it is going to ask me to jiggle and put all the words clearly. Okay. So what did we have? Leopard insect tube burger. Where's leopard? Leopard. Insect. Then tube. Then burger. Okay. Next. Party mosquito. Hello have. Party mosquito. Wow, that sounds nice. Party mosquito says hello, and what do you have? Amused vocal tornado. Wow, those are some amazing words. Amused vocal tornado undo. Okay, so once I've confirmed, it says that okay, now you have your seed recovery phrase. Make sure you keep it safe. It's your responsibility. Keep it at multiple places. Don't share it with anyone. And we're done. Okay, so this is how my new account looks like, and this 0x, what you see here is my Ether ID. Okay, so if in case anybody asks you, give me your Ether ID, give me your public Ether address, and I want to send you something, you can literally come here. You can literally come here on buy, and I mean, so it's not giving me that option right now. Okay, here. Okay, whatever. So I mean, now that I have copied this, right? So if I am going to type here Control V, this is my Ether public address that I just generated. So this is my home address, and that 12 seed phrases, 12 words was my private key to my home. Okay. So this is the case right now, and this is our wallet setup already, and we already have set it up with a password which only I know right now. Even you guys were here, you don't know my password. So now what we can do, I can go to Opensea and try connecting it. So this was how you set up your wallet. And in case you want to buy ether, because you want to buy NFTs, do something with it, and because you want to connect it to a website, you need some ether in it. So either you can go to this website, MoonPay, Transact, and you can buy like how we would do with our credit cards or debit cards or with our bank account. We can do that. Or say, for example, if I have to deposit ether, say, for example, I have my account in Binance or WazirX or CoinDCX or anywhere, and I have bought ether there. So what I can do, this is my public address, right? This is my address in Metamask. I can copy this, take to my Binance account, and make sure this can become the to address, and I get my ether transferred to my Metamask. So that can get transferred, and when I have the transferred ETH back here, it will show me up some amount and equivalent US dollars out of it. So I hope it is clear here, and it's clear until here. Pavitra, were you clear in how to set up the MetaMask wallet? I went step by step and explained how do we take care of that. And Diba, you asked how do we withdraw and put in money. So I've explained half part of your question, which is how to put in money. Either you can buy from the app itself using those services, or you can literally go and get it transferred from your own crypto accounts from your exchanges to the wallet. Okay, so that is how you withdraw. So this part is done, and now let's go to OpenSea. Okay, so here right now I am on OpenSea, and first on while coming on OpenSea, always remember we're not going through Google links. We will type opensea.io on the search bar, and we will get on OpenSea. So this is one of the NFT marketplaces. So remember, in order to buy, sell, create, do anything related to NFTs, what we need to know is there are two things that we literally want to have, which is one is the marketplace and two is the wallet. So you can consider this analogous to Amazon. Okay, so Amazon is the marketplace where you go to buy things and you make payment using your own wallet. So the same way here, OpenSea is the NFT marketplace where you will find all sorts of NFTs. These are the all types of NFTs that are available on OpenSea. Solana chain NFTs are here, Ethereum based NFTs are here, Polygon based NFTs are here, art, collectible, domain name, music, photography, sports, trading cards, utility, virtual worlds. All these are the type of NFTs that are available on OpenSea. So these categories of NFTs, if you want to buy, OpenSea is the NFT marketplace like Amazon, and you would buy using crypto in your wallet, which is going to be MetaMask wallet. But if at all you're using Trust Wallet or anything else like that, also you can be using OpenSea. How you would connect? So as soon as you log on to OpenSea, you need to connect your wallet. So this is what happens in all the Web3 websites. If there is any Web2 website, say for example, if I have to log in into, say for example, I just downloaded the Cred app, okay, and I want to log into the Cred app. Either I can create my own login credentials, or Cred will give me the option of signing in through Google, or it will give me the option of signing in through Facebook, right? That's usually how all the apps allow us in Web2 world. But in Web3, all the websites will have a characteristic of signing in through your wallet. So that is a very major difference between Web2 and Web3. In Web2, all the apps have their own set of data that they maintain on their own servers. But in Web3, we are building a world where the entire data of a user is going to be on the blockchain, and any app, irrespective of whatever app you're using, they have a single source of data to access to. So instead of creating multiple copies of the same user on several servers, what they are doing right now in Web3, that you have single place where all the data of that particular user is there, and you just need to connect your wallet, and through the wallet any app can get connected. So this is the wallet, and right now, like I told you, these are all the available options of connecting your wallet. The first is Metamask, because that's the most popular and that's you will find everywhere. The reason of Metamask being popular is because it is coming as a Chrome extension, right? So it is really easy for people who are doing it from phone or from the laptop, because it can be done both the ways. Coinbase Wallet. So Coinbase is an exchange. They have their own wallet. Wallet Connect can be used in case if you're using a trust wallet. Then in that case, you can use a QR code to connect with your Opensea. Phantom is for Solana, and Glow is also for Solana, and there are many more options. But right now, we're talking about MetaMask. So we just log in into MetaMask, and as soon as I press MetaMask, it should give me the option of the MetaMask pop-up. Okay, I think there's an issue with my internet. It is working slowly. Either it's with the net or it is with. Okay, so until this appears, I will just ask people if there is any question that anybody has to ask. If and guys, this is going to be a complete interactive session. Anytime you have any doubts, feel free to just type it down here, and we will, figure the answers out as in when we find time. Yeah, guys. So somebody just wrote, Diva wrote, can you explain us about space drip forging? Is this an NFT, Diva? If you can tell me, it's on OpenSea. So looks like this is a sort of NFT, and I'm sorry, but I'm hearing this name the first ever time. But there are some more interesting projects that we can talk about on OpenSea. Okay, and I'm trying to connect my wallet. Until then, yeah, okay. So my wallet is connected. And share my. Okay, so here I am. After I click on connect wallet, here on connect with MetaMask. And how can I make sure that my voice doesn't come up again? Okay, so I connect with MetaMask, and it's next, and allow this site to connect. Now, because this is the test wallet, this is how the things are appearing here. And now we go next. Say, for example, if we have to buy, there is an amazing project that I know, which is BFF. BFF is like best friends forever, right? So this is an amazing community of women which came into Web3, and they said, there were two women in the West who thought that, Web3 is very daunting for women, and we should do something to make it very interesting and help women to have a safe space in Web3 where they feel safe to ask even stupid questions and not be judged. Because did you know, in crypto, in Web3 world, actually there are about 81% male and only 19% female, which means, that we really need to educate more and more female to take this ratio up. And for doing that, so BFF came up with this thing that, why don't we create a safe space, a safe haven for all the women out there who want to venture into Web3. And they have some amazing celebrities also involved in it. So in January, they organically grew their community, doing a lot of ads and promotions on all the other platforms, and they made a Discord group where they got all the women together, and they said, okay, let's have a Zoom meeting on so and so date in January. And all the women from all around the world came on a Zoom meet, introduced, had a fun time, networked with each other. And at the end of that session, it was told for them to create a wallet and send the ETH address. So would you imagine, these guys got a NFT which is in the form of a bracelet, friendship bracelet, dropped to them for free. So basically, just because they attended this event, just because they attended this Zoom meet, they were told to make an Ethereum wallet, just now how we made a MetaMask wallet, the same way they were told to create a wallet. And when they sent their public address, these guys were dropped these BFF friendship bracelets for free. And what this BFF friendship bracelet could do, so if any of you had this bracelet in your wallet, in April, they came up with their first ever NFT launch, which was called U. U was a profile picture based NFT collection, which was launched by the BFF, and only the people who had these bracelets were able to mint it first at the base price, which means it was minted at around 0.05 ether. So anybody who was able to connect their wallet on the website, and in the wallet they would see, okay, do you have a friendship bracelet, and if you have, you're allowed to mint one or two U pieces. Okay, so now they minted U, and after few days they revealed, everybody saw their U, and that instantly flipped for a very good amount. So I would just go to their NFT which got launched, which is U by BFF, and you see that because anybody who had that bracelet were able to mint PFP pictures like these, and they can put it out on their Twitter, on their social media handles, and be a part of this amazing community, which makes sure that all the people, all the women in Web3 can become more and more confident. And now what they did yesterday, all the U holders got a perk. I mean, so we always ask for utilities in NFT, right? So one of the utilities was to hang out with each other in metaverse. And yesterday on 1st July, these guys actually had their own space in Decentraland where they all met in their avatars. They were able to connect with the wallet, wear their own avatars, create funky dresses for themselves, show up in a fashionable way, and had a gala time being in their own homes, but hopped on in general, in a world, in a virtual world, and had lots of fun while networking with each other and understanding NFTs. So this is how you gamify an entire experience, and you make sure that your community gets the bestest of experiences. So this, in my opinion, is one of an amazing project which I have been following for a long time. And the best part about this was, even because this is a bear market and a lot of NFTs value have come down, their NFT value also came down, but more than 50% of the community is still holding on to their NFTs, and they do not want to sell their NFTs even if their value came down, because they feel that this community is very important and they are learning so much out of it, which is an amazing feat, done by you. One of the there was another project which came up, the very initial project, which was uh, for the women, which was World of Women, and this has been an amazing project since then. This was one of the first projects that spoke about women, created a safe space for them, and had a lot of utilities. I have seen this project going from nowhere to a lot of ether. It went up till, you can actually check the activity here, and you can see how it has been performing. So you can see there were times when it went to uh, 16 ether was the average price as well. So that is how amazing this project has been already. And you or BFF has been something which is very new in this space, but it has also shown great amount of promise and has a nice community involved here. Okay, before that I would like to do some questions. And how do people feature their NFT on the page? How about Goblin Town? Yes, I would say about both of that. Right. So, in order to get featured, there and the and so on OpenSea, the artists who get featured are the ones either who are doing very good in art, whose art is very worthy that it should be on the top page, on the landing page of OpenSea, or it is about the people who've been selling really nice on OpenSea. So OpenSea features those artists whose art is very valuable, and by getting featured on OpenSea's landing page, the chances of getting your NFT sold goes much more higher, because every second anybody comes on the OpenSea page and say, for example, if I'm a collector and I am really inspired, or really your art connects me, I can instantly become one of your buyer, right? So that is that is the best way to get on the page, on the main page, and that's a very big boost to any artist who wants to sell their NFTs. Goblin Town has been an amazing project, Disha. Goblin Town is one of the Goblin Town is one of the trendsetter in this space, and how they did that was because They came up as free mints. They were allowed, I mean, for anyone who was around and wanted to mint an NFT for free by just paying gas price, were able to mint Goblin Town. So if you would see the art was not that, I wouldn't really connect to the art per se, but the epic point of Goblin Town's success is its community and how they have grown. I mean, it is one of the fewest projects. In fact, I don't even know any other NFT project which does not have a community on Discord yet, but has yet wonderfully maintained their community so well, because they were doing good amount of people came in and they had their own languages to talk in, and they could create a hype, a vibe with those people. And certainly because of that community aspect, the Goblin Town, which was a free mint, somewhere like say you, me, all of us could literally go and mint a Goblin Town for free by just paying certain gas fees. And instead of that, we could get a mint worth 2 ether, 3 ether. And I heard, it even went to much more prices in the later point. So that is the newest trend in NFT, where free I mean, people are getting to mint NFT for free. And the reason for doing that is, a lot of people say that Goblin Town wanted to show off that without a real valid utility also some project can shine up, which all of us mostly keep saying that the ethos of a good NFT project is to have a good utility attached to it, because only the utility, the NFTs with utilities would stick, and the other NFTs which don't have utility won't stick. But the interesting point to see here was, even if they did not have utility, they were able to outshine, and that was because of the community. And also, I think a very big reason for that was the reason they were free, because people had nothing to lose. People just had to pay gas price, which they would anyways pay for minting any NFT. So it was sort of an experiment or an experience for people who wanted to try getting into NFTs but do not want to put a lot of money. So it really does not matter if we enter into something for free, and if that free thing literally has utility or not. But this was a complete exceptional case, and they have done amazingly well. Apparently millions of transactions failed. Yeah, so Goyal, this is what happens always, so I was one of the person who was there for minting an Adidas NFT. So Adidas first NFT was Adidas into the metaverse phase 1, and there they had 30,000 of the same sort of NFTs. In fact, I'll also show you that NFT. I literally stayed up. Wait, okay. So yeah, this is Adidas Originals into the metaverse. So you see only these two NFTs, but there were 30,000 of these, 30,000 pieces of these NFTs that were being sold. And the thing was that if you buy these NFTs, you get 4 physical merch with it. Like a track pant, a beanie, a sweatshirt, a shoe, something like that. So I literally knew Adidas is a big brand, and if they are coming up with 30,000 NFTs, although 30,000 is a lot, I was sure that I would be able to flip them for a little money, and those will certainly go up. Now the catch here was that 20,000 out of 30,000, 20,000 NFTs were reserved for the people of BAYC, MAYC, because it was in association with that community. So those guys got the first chance of minting these 20,000, and it was reserved only for them. Nobody apart from that group could actually mint these 20,000 pieces. So I was like, okay, fine, no problem. We have another 10,000 NFTs to go, and it would be easy to get into 10,000 NFTs. At least एक तो आ ही जाएगा. मतलब how hard would that be? But imagine, the mint that was supposed to happen at 2 a.m. in the night happened at 4:30 a.m. It got delayed by 2.5 hours because of a glitch in the system. But when it happened at 4:30, I was, just like this I was on my toes. I was on the edge. I was sitting on my computer and I was like, I want to buy this NFT no matter whatever prices for the gas. Because what happens when a lot of people all over the world are, at the same place trying to buy the same thing, uh, whose transaction would go through? Obviously a transaction which is ready to pay more money to the miner. uh, the more money you pay to the miner, the more incentivized he is to take up your transaction first. So I was also okay in spending, a lot of amount on gas, because I knew that, that gas price, that gas cost will get covered when I would sell my when I would flip my NFT later. So that was the idea. And because of that, I just kept pressing. So as soon as 4:30 happened, I was the first person to hit enter, buy. And I didn't even check what gas price it was. I was like, no problem, just buy. And it slowly started buffering, it moved around, and I was like, what if the 10,000 NFTs go off in that? So what I did, I tried another transaction. In the mid, I was like, okay, let me try another transaction. If not this, at least that would pass through. So I tried a second transaction, and in the second transaction also, I was like, okay, go ahead, don't matter whatever gas price, just go ahead. And in a matter of few seconds after 4:30, not even minutes, in a matter of few seconds, 10,000 NFTs were gone. And if you would ask me what was the price people paid in gas price, it was about 7 million or billion was paid just in gas price. So that why I'm saying this amount is to tell you that this is the price of, this is what you call a situation of gas wars, where people are literally ready to pay more than the cost of NFT, more than what the NFT is costing. They are paying on gas because they want their transaction to go through faster. And that's how people lose a lot, because uh, everybody keeps bidding for higher, and in the vent of higher, in the situation of bidding higher, actually only few transactions go through, and the other people who did not actually bid for higher or lost in the bid literally are do not get the NFTs as well. But the hardest truth here is, even if you have a failed transaction, it will still cost you gas price, which means I did not get the NFTs. Both of my transactions didn't go through. I did not end up buying an NFT, but I still ended up losing 35,000 rupees. And 35,000 rupees is a big, big, big amount. That time I lost close to $700, and that went away just in gas price. Did not go to Adidas, did not go to a buyer, did not go to me, went to a miner. And you cannot do anything. So that's the same situation that happened with Goblin Town, I'm sure, because when so many people are ready to pay as much amount possible in order to get the bestest of bids possible, that's when millions of worth of ether goes away just in the gas price. And that's how a gas war situation arises. And that's a bad situation to be in. Yeah. Okay, so since we are here already at the Adidas page, let us talk about what are the types, what are the ways we can buy. Now, like I said, that Adidas pieces were 30,000, but if you see that these 30,000 pieces have been just one NFT, which means it does not matter whatever piece you got. If you are one of these 30,000 holders, your piece will look like this. So you can see that right now there are about 4,400 owners who are owning this, and there are 5,800 pieces in total. Okay, and then so many people have viewed it, so many people have favorited it and kept in case, because they want to buy when the price goes down. What has been the price history? What started at just zero point 0.2 ETH literally has always had an average price of more than 0.8, more than 1 ether. It went to close as 1.8 as well. It also went to 2.07. So this is how the price action you can see of any of the NFT. And now you see there are two options that you have here. One option is buy now, and another option is make offer. Now there is a difference between both of these offers. Okay, one, when I say buy now, it means that I need to have to pay 1.35 ether, which is close to $2,468. And if I'm able to pay that, this NFT is going to be in my wallet. That's it. Nothing else involved. But if I think that okay, it is at 1.35, probably I can negotiate a bit, then I can use the offer called make offer. So what I will do here is, when I press on make offer, I can literally bid at what price I am ready to buy this NFT. Say, for example, if I feel that 1.35 is an overhyped price and I don't want to buy at that, so I can uh, make an offer on the price that I am agreeing to. Say, for example, if if I say that it's okay for me to buy this at 1 Ether, so I can probably just press make offer, and it will tell me what is the quantity I want. I obviously want only one NFT, so that is the one quantity I want. How much am I willing to pay for that? So if I write here 1 Ether, now the problem is that I don't have enough ETH to make this offer. But the thing I want to bring to all of yours notice is ETH. Okay, it is not ETH, it is WETH. What is a WETH? It is a wrapped Ether. Now, why wrapped Ether? I will explain you. But the next thing is that how much ever. So, in order to make an offer, I need to have wrapped Ether in my account apart from Ether. Okay, Ether is different, and wrapped Ether is different. And for now, you can just notice the symbol. So, if I was to bid, I always need wrapped Ether, and wrapped Ether is denoted by a pink Ethereum logo, and the normal Ether is denoted by a black Ethereum logo. Okay, so we are talking about the pink Ethereum logo, which is a wrapped Ether, and I can give how much ever Ether I'm ready to pay for that, and I will also put a timing to my offer. Say that this offer is available for the next 1 day, 3 days, 7 days, 1 month, or any custom date that I choose. That if until if within 3 days somebody is ready, some any of the holder of this Adidas piece is ready to sell out for that price within 3 days, they will accept my offer. Automatically my Ether will go to them, and their NFT will come to me, despite of me doing any other activity. I literally don't have to be on my laptop. I can just leave it to Opensea to make that trade for me, because I've already given my best price offer. Now it depends on the buyer if you want to buy that or not. Now the thing to understand here. So you remember when we made offer, we had a pink Ether, and now if I have to buy, in the case of buy, it is right away given 1.35 Ether. So I said the current price which is existing here is what buy now is going to offer me. No scope of negotiation here. So 1.35 Ether, and you see this Ether is in black, which means it's the actual Ether, ETH, and not WETH. Okay, and you see there's a creator fees 10% involved, which means right now, who am I buying this NFT from? I am not buying this from Adidas. Remember, Adidas has already sold when it was minting, and when the project was minting and it was launched. At that point, its 10,000 NFTs were sold. Okay, so now these NFTs I am buying from a secondary market. So Opensea is a sort of secondary market. The primary market was when the mint was happening from their own website. If I was buying from there, I was a primary buyer, and I was paying directly to Adidas in order to get that NFT. But right now, this 1.35 ETH will go to another buyer, another owner of Adidas. And in this transaction, that particular buyer would get 1.35 Ether minus 10%, which means in this 1.35 Ether, which means around 0.135 Ether is going to go to Adidas as a royalty, because it is their NFT, which means the original creator, how many ever hands, if say from I am the second buyer of this NFT, from me if Rishik buys, from Rishik if Goyal buys, from Goyal if anybody else buys, every time Adidas is going to get 10% out of it as a creator fee. One. Two, the platform will also take a little fee from it, which means 2.5% of this entire trade will go to Opensea as well, because Opensea is felicitating this trade to happen. So in this entire transaction, the buyer is going to get 1.35 minus 10% Adidas minus 2.5% Opensea. That is the value, that the final value what you get out of it is the final value that will go to the buyer. And so exactly it is not 1.35 what he will get, he'll get much lesser than that. Okay, now I have to explain you the difference between the pink Ether and the black Ether. Now a pink Ether and black Ether, what difference it makes? So sometimes I am interested in one project, but I don't want to give that money outright. Okay, I feel there is a scope of negotiation possible, and that's why I'll do biddings on that. And when I bid on any particular thing, how it goes, so if you go in a normal auction house, right, or just imagine IPL auctions. So when we see our favorite players and they are getting sold, so how do we see that? Say for example, if Mahendra Singh Dhoni is on sale, and RCB, Gujarat, Lucknow, CSK, everyone is sitting, everyone starts bidding for Dhoni. Some team bids 1 crore, the other team bids 2 crore, other 3 crore. So imagine this 1 crore, 2 crore, 3 crore transactions are all the negotiations that these people think is the worth price, right? But that's not the final price. And that sort of negotiation happens in this case in a wrapped ether form, which means, so for example, if I feel that this particular NFT is priced at 1.35, but I can get it at for 1, so I need to have wrapped ether in my account. And in order to get wrapped ether, how do you do that? In the Opensea itself, like when you saw when I was going there, it said something called convert ETH. So that convert ETH is where I go. For that, I need to have some ETH in my account already. So for example, in this case, I need 1 ether to be converted to 1 ETH or 1 wrapped ether. In that case, what I need to do, I need to have 1 ether in my MetaMask, number one. Number two, I'll go on that and say convert ether. Now it will take some amount of gas fees, because that's the transaction fees we are giving to the Ethereum blockchain. With that transaction fees, what will happen? My 1 ether is going to get converted into 1 wrapped ether. Does the value change? No, the value does not change. Ether's value and wrapped ether's value is going to be same, but it is going to help me to bid on any NFT collection. So for example, if I'm interested in an NFT collection, but I don't want to pay outright, I want to bid, I can use that same amount for bidding everywhere, which means, say for example, I have 1 wrapped ether in my account. Now I am interested in BFF bracelets. So I would go on BFF bracelets and I would put a bid of 1 ether, saying that, if this particular NFT comes down in 1 ether, I am ready to accept it. But right now, my offer has not got accepted. I have given my offer is not accepted. Now I can go to a second collection. So for example, I'm going to Adidas collection, and there also I'm saying that, okay, in case anybody is okay to give me this for 1 ether, I put my bid for 1 ether. So there also I'm putting 1 wrapped ether. Now you see, same 1 wrapped ether, I have bid it at my BFF collection also. I have bid it at Adidas also. But in both the cases, wherever it gets accepted first, say for example, if an Adidas holder felt like, okay, one ether is a good price and I'm ready to sell, then my 1 ether bid will get approved there, and it will no longer be applicable for the my BFF bid. My bid will automatically get cancelled here, and it will automatically get applied on the Adidas, and that Adidas NFT will get transferred to me. So when I do the bidding, the power that lies in the buyer's hand is that he can decide what he wants to pay for. The power in the seller's hand is that the seller decides if he wants to, if he's okay with that amount or not. Say for example, if tomorrow Diba creates uh, his or her own NFT, and when they put it on sale, they literally do not know that what price they should put their NFT at. There is a problem that he or she might not want to underprice their NFT, or might not want to overprice their NFT. So in that case, there is an option of accepting the auctions, which means that the price can keep going up, and you are open to bid. So for example, if Rishik felt that 1 ether is a good enough price for Diba's NFT, he would say 1 ether as a bid, and then Monani would come and she'll be like, no, I want this for 2 ether. And now Goel would come in and say, no, I'll buy this for 5 ether. And then Rumana comes and says, I'll buy this for 10 ether. So that's, imagine that Diba might have as well sold this NFT for just 0.5, but when it went to the market, he realized that people were even ready to give 10 ether for that same NFT. So this particular selling strategy gets really handy when the people don't want to judge what their price could be, but you can decide a base price. Say for example, if someone chindi came in, say for example, if I am the chindi and I came in and said, okay, so everybody's bidding 10 ether and all, let me just bid 0.1 ether and see if this is going to be available. And Diva is going to be like, I don't want bugger or chindi people like Yashika. I don't want chindi people like Yashika to come and bid at this low price. So what he can do, he can set up a reserve price saying that, the minimum bid anybody has to offer has to be at least 1 ether. So anybody who tries to bid lower than 1 ether, their transaction won't go through. And that becomes a very interesting, it becomes very interesting and very opportunistic for the buyer, for the seller, because he does not have to estimate overprice or underprices NFTs. He can base it on market feeling, and they can decide at what price they want to buy their NFTs for. Okay, any doubts until this point, you guys can write out here in the chat. I hope you guys understood the difference between grabbed ether and ether. So I would use ether when I want to outright buy any NFT without any negotiation. That is going to be the black ether, the normal ether. If I want to bid for an NFT, if I want to bid at multiple NFTs, the same amount to be bidded at multiple NFTs, I can convert my ether to wrapped ether and I can put it out there. Okay. So this is the simplest explanation of ether and wrapped ether. Any question, guys? You can put it out here in the chat and I'll be more than happy to answer those questions. So right now, okay. Going back to this, so like I said I explained you again. So now if I have to buy this outright at 1.35 ether, I can literally give away the 1.35 ether, of which 10% will go to Adidas, 2.5% to Opensea, and the rest of it will go to the buyer who's ready to pay at 1.35. So he'll end up getting lesser than 1.35. If I have to bid, then I'll do this, and I can also set up an expiration, because I don't want my offer to go forever. So for example, if this entire Adidas NFT collection starts tanking, say if it is going below 1 ether, and if somebody accepts my bid, then because I placed this bid months ago where I was ready to pay 1 ether for it, but when the entire collection is tanking, I wouldn't want to put in 1 ether, right? At that point, it becomes really necessary, and it becomes good if I have something like an offer expiration in my hand, so that ultimately Opensea would take care that after 1 day, after 3 days, whatever time frame you select, your bid is going to be invalid. And like right here is the option of convert ETH. So here, if I put convert ETH, so if at all my Metamask had some ether in my account already, that ether would come up here, and I would say that I want to convert it to wrapped ether. Only it would cost me a little gas fees, and based on that, I would get my wrapped ether here. If I want to, if I don't have any crypto at all, but I want to buy ETH directly from my card, I can do that as well using this service here, buy ETH with card. Okay, and this is through MoonPay. Okay, so this is how you do that, and this is how you buy an NFT. Now, when you want to sell an NFT, okay, so every time I do something like that, my MetaMask will open up saying that, do you want to sign in into your account? And I would click sign. Now I could open my profile and I could create a new NFT. So for example, I create some NFT and I want to put it out for sale. Okay, if I had my other account, I could have showed you, but no problem. So this was one of the art that I drew myself, and I wanted to show that all the happiness is within inside us. We literally don't have to seek happiness outside, but we just have to go inside us, and we can find ultimate source of happiness inside. So say for example, if I named this NFT as Seek Inside, and if there's an external link which explains everything about this NFT, say a website or a YouTube video, I could link it down here. I could provide a description saying that go within to find ultimate source of happiness and if I want that to appear under a collection, or if I don't, if that is a one of one means that particular piece is just drawn once and it is just available as one NFT. There will never be another piece that would come up from my end which would look similar to that. That is called one of one art. Okay. So I can set up properties, properties saying that, okay, what is the background color like? So these are the traits, what you call, and I can say that, the background is pink. And then I would say, what type of flower does it have? And then I'll be like, it has lotus. Okay, and does it have text? And yes, it has text. Okay, so these are the traits I can set up for my own NFT. And there can be levels that I can assign this to, that if I want to say that how many layers does this NFT have. So I worked on a lot of layers. Say probably I created 4 layers, and totally all my NFTs are going to have 7 layers. So I can say 4 out of 7 layers are here in this NFT. If this needs to have an unlockable content, say for example, if I'm adding a utility to my NFT saying that, guys, whoever buys this NFT of mine will get a 30 minutes meditation sound, and that meditation sound is, uniquely created by me, and it is going to guaranteed help you whenever you have a problem, and it is going to be amazing for people looking out for mental wellness. So if that is something which interests somebody, they can buy that particular NFT. And now this particular content, this particular 30-minute meditation is only going to be available to this NFT holder. Now the interesting part here is, you and me and everybody else in creator team could see that, this is the particular art of the NFT, but the video attached to this NFT can literally be seen only by the owner, can literally be experienced only by the owner and not by anybody of us, which means, this adds a lot of more value to that particular NFT if I have a unlockable content. Say for example, I put an unlockable content as a YouTube video, which is what I created for meditation, and I put that here. So now as soon as somebody buys this NFT, they can have access to that particular link which will open up on YouTube, and that is going to be a private video which only they can feed. If it has an explicit or sensitive content, we don't have any content such that, so it's okay. Supply, this is one piece only, right? So I would say that this is just a one piece thing, and I want it on Ethereum blockchain, Solana blockchain, Clayton, or Solana, or Polygon. Polygon is a layer 2 solution over Ethereum, where it allows having a lot of transactions possible, but that transaction can happen for really less gas price, because the only problem with Ethereum is, it costs a lot of gas price, the gas fees, and the gas fees is basically the transaction cost that we are paying to transact on the Ethereum blockchain. So if I say create, it would say almost done. I just have to confirm that I'm not a robot. So whatever feels like a motorcycle, just select, go ahead. Okay, wherever there are stairs. I don't see stairs though. Do you guys see stairs? Where are stairs? I don't see that. Okay. So there are no stairs possibly in that, and that's what they have accepted. And now you will see that my particular piece just got minted on Opensea, and it is going to be available. Okay, the object for key not found. Okay, looks like there's some problem. The problem could also be in the case because I don't have ether right here, and that's why it is not picking up. That could be the case. Let's see if that's the case. Probably if it gets failed again, probably that's the reason why it's not going through. There was another session where I did with my actual account where I have 500 ether in there. I'm sorry, not 500 ether, $500 in there. And that I was able to see. Okay, so this is the way you create your own NFTs. And 500 ether is rich, of course it is. So that was a tongue slip, but someday, inshallah, I get 500 ether in my wallet, is what I would wish for. So $500 around worth ether I have in one of my wallet. which is what I was not able to connect right now because I was setting up a whole new MetaMask to show you guys how it is done. Because now if I have to import that particular account, I literally need time to put in my 12 seed phrases, and I don't want to, utilize that time of yours. So I promise I'll do that section tomorrow. I'll keep that handy already. I'll have that account set up already in MetaMask so that I just go in and I show how to sell. In the sell, there are two particular things that happen. One is I can either go for an auction where I don't want to decide what value is worth for my NFT, but I let people decide what they want to. So I can do a Dutch style auction where I can, choose from the highest amount of bidders that who takes away the NFT. There is also another style of auction which is very interesting, which is basically that, say for example, I set up that this auction will go for 1 day, which is 24 hours, and say at before 10 minutes this auction ends, like say at 23 hours and 50 minutes, if somebody starts bidding, if somebody puts a bid, then this auction would get extended by another 10 minutes. Then if somebody else in the last 10 minutes bids, then that auction will get extended for another 10 minutes. So this is also a functionality which we can put in while we want to sell. If we want to, the auction time to get extended every time somebody places a bid, we can do that as well. And one could be outright selling price, that, this is the price I want to sell at, and you can be very clear about it. You can list your NFT, and one of it would be that, I already have a buyer who's interested in buying my NFT. I don't want to put it in public account, so I can keep it reserved for a buyer. I also have that particular option on Opensea. So with these four options, I can decide how I want to sell my NFT. Now the first step to do that would be that I first have to initialize my wallet. So right now you saw that in the previous class when I actually thought how to create your own NFT and sell it. So in that class I actually showed that after putting that NFT up, can you also show how to connect ENS to your MetaMask? ENS connection to MetaMask is exactly like, visiting any website. Satya, I would do that. I can just show that to you right now. Of course, we can. So what I was about to tell in the ENS was, from my previous thing was that when we created that NFT and we put it across, it literally did not cost me any money to mint that NFT. Now, what does this mean? Now, this is a very interesting thing I want you all to hear. Everybody who asks me that, how much does it take to put your own NFT on Opensea, the answer is zero. It does not take any money to put your own NFTs on Opensea. And why is that? Because what Opensea does is Opensea has come up with a concept called lazy minting. Now, what happens in lazy minting? Say, for example, Satya, Yashika, Goyal, Disha, Monini, Diba, all are creating NFTs. All are creating NFTs, but they are not. So we all came to Opensea platform, and in this minute, in the next 5 minutes, all of us created one NFT each from our own accounts. Now, what Opensea is going to do? Opensea is going to take all these NFTs and club them into one single contract, which is a ERC 1155. And now what happens in this is that this particular NFT is not yet on the blockchain, which means that this NFT is just lying on the website of Opensea. Now, if someone gets interested as a buyer to buy my art, say for example, Satya from this creator group gets excited that, oh, I like what Yashika is doing and I want to buy her art. And if he wants to buy my art for 1 ETH, it is at that point that Opensea will put this NFT onto the blockchain. Until now, this is just going, just lying as an image on the website of Opensea until and unless this NFT finds a buyer. And the point when, it finds a buyer is when this thing will be minted on the actual blockchain. And that is the process of lazy minting. And it is sort of very famous because it gives the chance for, everyone to come on this platform, nevertheless, if they sell or not, because nobody wants to make an investment before selling it outright, right? So this becomes a very enticing way to get people on board for producing or creating or selling NFTs, rather than holding them back and paying such huge gas fees. Because what if I pay $200 as gas fees and nobody in the future comes and takes away my NFT? It's a loss for $200, right? So this is the way that this is an enticing way that OpenSea came up with. Okay, Satya said that can you also show how to connect ENS to your MetaMask? Yes. So ENS is also one sort of a NFT. So ENS is basically Ethereum Name Service. Now what Ethereum Name Service does is basically, so right now in Web2 world, if I have to create a website like yashikakhater.com, now what are the things that I require to create Yashika Khater? It's a question. It's a question to all the people out here listening to this class right now. My question is, if in real world, in the Web2 world today, if I have to create a website called yashikakhater.com, what all do I need to create that website? It's a question, and I'll be waiting for the answers. Until then, I'll read some more questions, which is asked by Jashan. Do you think Indians are currently into buying NFTs? Jashan, yes, I see a lot of Indians buying NFTs, and the reason is because I have been associated with NFTs from last year. I have seen when the entire West was, crazily looking into NFTs. Every day I would see people around me buying NFTs and everything. I see, generally we see, the craze comes in after, in India, a little after than the entire world. So I can see, I have seen that sort of a wave where I see the entire West going crazy for NFTs. And now that wave has come to India, because until last year, when I used to speak to content creators from India talking about NFTs, they were like, they knew about NFTs, but they still thought that it's a place with bubbles, and the bubble will pop one day. There's no point investing in something called NFTs because it does not make sense. And now I see those same people trying to understand more in the space, and then they are getting a little more comfortable, and now they are interested to explore the opportunities. So I think the difference has been of the education, and the difference has been, it's very easy to be outside and talk about NFTs and see, like, it's a bubble, it's a fad that would go away. But once you enter inside this field is when you realize the ultimate potential of NFTs, and then you realize that art is just a very, very, very minor portion of what NFTs are. And when you understand the technology of NFT and how literally any physical asset in our real world can be converted as an NFT, and NFT could serve as an ownership receipt on blockchain, that becomes, that takes a whole new meaning and has a lot of potential in a way that it can disrupt any industry that we are working in right now. And all of you people, if you're in education, if you're a student, if you're a teacher, if you are someone in finance, if you're someone in banking, NFT has the potential to disrupt the market in each and every place possible. And that's the power of NFT. So once you realize NFTs beyond, the technology of NFTs beyond the fad, beyond the hype, beyond those projects, is when you totally understand, realize, and analyze the power of NFTs and where it can go from here. That becomes more important. So yes, I see Indians buying NFTs, but there is still a lot of education gap that needs to be filled, especially in the Indian market. Neeraj said you need to buy a domain from a third-party seller like GoDaddy. Exactly, Neeraj. So the first thing I would need is, I would need a domain service. So I would go on GoDaddy, find if yashikakhater.com is actually available. Then I would need someone to design me a website. I would need some services for designing the website. Then I would need some services to integrate payment on my website. Now these are the things we do in Web2. So there is one about getting a domain. There is one about handling that domain, and there is one thing about getting your payments attached to that domain. So these are three different things. Now Web3 plans to do this all in a way that you don't have to go to three different people, but you can do it all at once. And that is something what Ethereum name service does. So Ethereum name service, say for example, right now I was giving you that 0x blah 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 blah, and that was my my complete ID, right? That's my Ethereum wallet ID, Ethereum public address. Say instead of that, if Jashan asked me, what's your wallet address, Yashika, Ethereum wallet address, and if I had to tell 0x and remember all those letters, I would probably go wrong in explaining, or he goes wrong in writing and transferring that, and there is hell lot of possibilities of problems happening. But instead, if I would say yashikakhater.eth, that would make it more easier for me to remember, for him to remember, and for him to transfer that particular ETH to me. So that makes it is basically like a UPI. Instead of remembering your entire bank account number, you can have Yashika Khater at OKSBI as your UPI ID, which makes things equivalent to sending the money to your bank account instead of remembering your bank account, your IFSC, blah blah blah, everything else. So Ethereum name service works like that. But the point that Ethereum name service can act as a website, Ethereum name service can act as a domain name, and Ethereum name service can act as a payment method also. So that is something what Web3 world is figuring out and trying to build Ethereum name service as. So I myself am owner of yashikakhater.eth domain, and because I'm an owner, you would see a lot of people on Twitter writing .eth in front of their names, right? So this is the reason, because they own this ENS, which is a form of NFT. So I own this NFT yashikakhater.eth for the next 3 years. So for the next 3 years, if there is any other second Yashika Khater out there in the world, she cannot have a domain name of yashikakhater.eth because I own it right away. After 3 years, if I don't renew my domain name, probably she can use it, but not in these 3 years. So that is what .ens does. And .ens, so when you go on the ENS website, again it would go there and say, to connect your wallet, you connect your wallet, and based on how much ever ether you have, you can select for how many years you want that domain name to be, and accordingly you would get the domain. Okay. If I have to show you how that is done, I would okay, so I'll just share my screen, Satya, and I hope for you to see. Okay, so we have to go on ens.domains. Okay, so this is how the Ethereum name service website looks like. I can go to the app. This is the app, and it asks me to connect. So I connect my wallet here, and it says connect to Metamask. I'll connect on Metamask, and the Metamask pop-up should appear anytime on my browser. And when that appears and when I sign in, it will give me the option of buying that particular name. So what is the name that I want? Say, for example, if you guys are trying to buy yashikakhater.eth for yourself, so that's when you would realize that this is unavailable, and this is going to expire on 6th December 2026, which meant that I bought it for 5 years, not for 3 years. I forgot it exactly. So I bought it for 5 years on 6th December 2021, which means after 26, if somebody wants this domain name, they can probably think of it. Right now it is unavailable, and if you want to favorite it for the next time, you can probably considering favorite it, and you can keep a note of it if you want. So after I bought this yashikakhater.eth domain, right? When I log in on Opensea using my wallet, yashikakhater.eth domain name appears as an NFT on itself. That's saying that, this is a ENS domain that I purchased, and this comes as an NFT. So I hope, Satya, you got your answers. I mean, that's how it is done. Okay, most of the Indians must be deploying NFTs on Matic, right? Yes, actually, that's a choice, Justin, which we give to our buyers. So we know that whenever our buyer is going to purchase our NFT, he has to pay the gas price because there is a transaction fee involved, and then he'll pay the price. And usually the gas prices in Ethereum in case of NFTs is going to be very high, depending on what time of the day you're doing, and depending on what smart contract you are interacting with. Because so if I to make this more simple, if I have to transfer 1 ether to Justin, probably the gas fees is going to be around $2 to $7 just for transferring the ether. But if the same thing comes in the case of an NFT, that Jashan is interacting with OpenSea to buy an NFT, the cost will not be $7. It will be much more higher. It'll be somewhere around $50 to $200 or even more, depending on what time you're doing it and what is the congestion on the network. Depending on that, these factors will happen. So in case if that sometimes could be a problem for the buyer, because sometimes what happens, the buyer is trying to buy that NFT, and that NFT itself is valued at $200, but the gas price is costing him $300, which means sometimes we see that the gas price is much more higher than the cost of the NFT itself, which means that in it is it's something like 12 आने की मतलब क्या 12 आने की मुर्गी और 16 आने का मसाला, something like that, where the initial where the product itself is much less valued, but the price, the outcome, I mean the transaction price is higher. So in this case, if you don't want your buyer to go through something like that, you can prefer doing it on Matic, because Matic mein you can be rest assured that the gas price is going to be less. And if you want your exact worth and you don't want to be frustrating your buyer, or you don't want to put that pressure on your buyer, so you can mint it on Polygon. So that way you can help him save his own money. So that's your thing to decide, if you want to put it on Polygon or you want to put it on Ethereum. That's your choice. Yeah. So I hope all of you understood what I had to explain. So I explained how you can buy NFT. I explained how you can sell NFTs. What are the ways you can sell NFT? In fact, I also gave you a gist on how to create your own NFTs. We saw all the three processes. And like I said, in one of my previous streams, I have done where I showed how I created 4-5 pieces of art, and how based on audience demand I put one of them as an NFT, how to list that, how to do that. All the processes have been shown in my previous stream. You can see that. And apart from that, one thing I wanted to tell, that any time when you plan to sell an NFT, not just your own created NFT, but if somebody else, I mean, you bought an NFT, say for example, you bought a BFF, you bought a World of Women, or you bought a CryptoPunk, or you bought a BAYC, which is a Bored Ape Yacht Club. In case you bought that and you want to at least list it out in the market, say saying that you bought a Bored Ape for 1 Ether, and you're saying that I'm listing my Bored Ape for 100 Ether, saying that 100 Ether is the price where I want people to come, and if anyone is interested in buying for 100 ETH, he can buy it from me. So even to get that word out, even for listing that NFT out for 100 Ether, you need to put in an announcement. So for that, you need to initialize your wallet, and that would cost a one-time fee. That one-time fee you have to give once to Opensea. After that, at any amount of time you want, at any amount of Ether you want to list your NFT at, you can list. But also keep this in mind. Say for example, you said that you want to list your Bored Ape at 100 Ether, and then you saw that the entire floor price has come up to 90 Ether. So for sure you can sell for a little more. Now you want to cancel your listing of 100 Ether and you want to list it at 150 Ether. So let me tell you that canceling your listing is also going to cost you gas price. So remember, every time you take an action on creating, buying, selling, doing anything of that sort, you are incurring gas price, and that is some amount of money. So think properly, think twice before taking a decision. If you're sure that if you have a high conviction of something going higher, then probably list it at a price that you will not regret it later. So that is something which we need to keep in mind. Rishik says, love the session. Thank you so much, Rishik. Means a lot. Pavitra, enjoyed the session a lot as usual, ma'am. It means so much to me, Pavitra. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Vishishta says, I'll be sad if you ever stop streaming. Oh, Vishishta. Although I literally have my ups and downs here when I come live with you all, but literally it is these comments that, these compliments that actually make me come back for more. And it is because of these comments that I'm pumped up the next day, the next session, and I go back to creator team saying that, hey, let's do some more streams. I want to reach out to my friends here at creator. So thank you so much, guys. It is because of you that I'm coming here up again and again, and trying to share whatever I know in NFTs. And I hope that it adds a little value to you. um, Session on ENS. Amit says, I was late, will watch in past stream. Please bring session on ENS. For sure, Amit. So I have one ENS domain myself, yashikakate.eth. There is another service called Unstoppable Domains. So in ENS, you see that I need to pay every year, right? Say, for example, I have to decide 1 year, 2 year, 5 years, depending on how many years I want, I can choose that NFT domain for myself. But in Unstoppable Domains, it's a one-time service. It's a one-time fee that I give it to them, and that domain is going to be mine forever. And in that, it is not just .eth. I get .wallet, .crypto, .xyz, .nft, and a lot many other things. So if you guys are interested, like Amit said, he wants one session on ENS. I'll do one session on ENS and Unstoppable Domains, where I would live purchase a domain in front of you all. How does that sound? If that's something interesting to you all, give me a heads up here, so that I will definitely keep this in mind and plan a session on doing ENS and Unstoppable Domain, where we will try to buy a domain in front. But I would need you all to give me some quirky ideas on what sort of domains we can buy, and let's try, let's see how does it go. I saw LinkedIn people using .eth after name. Yes, Amit. So this .eth using after their name is not a way of fanboying, or not a way of saying that I'm a fan of Ethereum. It is basically only people who have this Ethereum name service domain, this NFT, are the people who can put that .eth in front of their name. And in fact, in Twitter, it goes through a verification process, and only then you can put .eth in front of your name. So I already have it on my Twitter, but yes, I didn't actually put it on my LinkedIn. So thank you for that idea. I'll go on my LinkedIn and change it right away. So I'll do that. Okay, so Amit says most of them are really smart people who have .eth after their name. So wow, I mean, I didn't know that having a .eth after name gives you a proof or a status symbol of being smart. If that is the case, I hope I am doing justice to having .eth in front of my name. Uh, in fact, all of us can have a .eth in front of my name. It is not about it is not just about being smart, but it is just about being curious and inquisitive in this space. And the best thing about the .eth or the ENS domains was, I mean, the biggest motivation factor for me also was when they came up with their own tokens. So people who bought ENS domains before a certain date literally got ENS tokens airdropped for free, because they were a holder, because they believed in something like this. The ENS community airdropped them ENS tokens, which went on to become a huge amount of money for people who were involved in it. In fact, I have seen my friends earning close to like $16,000, $20,000 out of that free ENS that got airdropped to them. So that is the value of getting into Web3 space at the right time, at the right moment, and taking the right decisions. So yes, .ens is something which really is a thing to flex, and a lot of people do flex having a .eth in front of their names. That's an ENS domain, and we'll do a complete session on that. And thank you for giving me that suggestion, Amit. I'll literally do that. KTM says, hi KTM, missed you, but we are about to end the session, but not a problem. Tomorrow we're going to do walkthrough of NFT marketplaces, where I'll go through certain marketplaces and show you, what it looks like, why it is what is the difference from. We can list out each marketplace and study why that marketplace is different from another, and then see, then possibly you guys can decide if ever you want to mint your NFT, buy your NFT, from which platform you would want to do it. We'll do that tomorrow in one of the session, but remember, for that you need to follow me here on Creator, so that you can be updated. Considering following me here, or if you want to connect to me personally, Connect to me on Instagram. My name is Yashika Khated on Instagram, on YouTube. You can search me there and we can stay in touch. So Amit says, I know someone who scaled from 5 crore to 500 crore and that guy is working something related to .eth. So I know it's something fucking awesome. Waiting for that session. For sure, Amit, I will love to, bring in all that I know related to ENS and unstoppable domains, and I will do a live buying of the domain right here for all my creative friends. So hoping to see you there in the session. Thank you so much, guys, for being amazing as always, and you guys always pump me up to come back again the next day. Thank you so much. Stay awesome, and see you tomorrow for understanding NFT marketplaces. Bye bye, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being patient, and thank you for being interactive. And if there's anything else you want me to take in my future sessions, do consider dropping it as a suggestion in the comments, or connect with me on Instagram, and I would love to take that session for you guys. Anything related to NFT, crypto, or metaverse, I'll be more than happy. Thank you so much, guys, and see you around. Bye bye.